think you are ready and everything.
I'll do my best.
This is an interview with Representative Thomas Lamar Woods for the Jackson State University Robert Clark Era Oral History Project by Emanuel J. Abston. Representative Woods is in his home at 1115 Quinn Mill Road in Byhalia, Mississippi, and the time is 10:45. Good morning, Representative Woods.
Good morning, sir. Glad to have you in my home.
Thank you very much. I'm going to ask you several questions about Robert Clark and the like, but first, just a little personal history about yourself. Have you always lived in Marshall County?
I was born 1 mile from here. I did live 2 miles from where I was born, and 40 years ago, me and my family moved 1 mile back closer toward town. So I've been right here.
I see.
Almost 73 years.
All right, and so on your family history and the like, are you maybe a fourth or fifth generation Mississippian? Any comments on that?
At least that.
Okay.
In our family history, in 1727, my great-great-granddaddy and his wife and 8 children left the north of Ireland, coming to America, and they ran into bad weather and landed in the Azores, where he and 7 of his children died, and his widow and 1 son came to the Carolinas, and that's where we came from. And they eventually left there and went to his offspring went to Dallas County, Alabama, and they stayed there a number of years, and then they moved to Kentucky, but they didn't stay long, and they moved back to Marshall County in approximately 1825, 1830.
Well, isn't that interesting? You capsuled that real fast and the like. Now, early in life, did you prepare yourself for a profession, career, whatever?
No, I farmed cotton and beans and cattle and a cotton gin. I ran a cotton gin for 40 years, and at one time we had 2 gins back in the 80s, and my youngest son ran one over in Benton County, and I ran this one that we had here until 92. After the season closed in 92, we closed it and tore it out.
Oh, really?
And but I've been right here in farming, and I went a couple of years to Mississippi State and fell in love with a young lady from Blytheville, Arkansas, and we married in Easter Sunday, April 5th of 1953, and she died this past August 21st here in the house. She had cancer for 28 years. She fought cancer, and
so sorry.
We just was one, and it's been pretty tough for the last
on you. Yes,
few weeks. It certainly has. Yes,
you're not used to being alone
no,
as
I'm
such,
not.
and the like. Were there children born to this union?
We have 3 sons and a daughter. We have 6 grandsons and 2 granddaughters. Excuse me.
Sure.
Hey, I'm doing an interview right now, and I'm gonna bring you mail in a little bit. Yeah, they did. Okay. Excuse me. One more sentence.
All right.
And we have 3 great-grandsons and 2 great-granddaughters.
Wow, you're surrounded with a lot of heirs.
My granddaddy Woods died in 46 with cancer, and he had asked me when I was just 12 years old.
Right.
But he had asked me and told me all, along, want you to be sure and get married and have a bunch of boys and carry the Woods name on. So
you did.
I did.
You
praise the Lord.
Did. Yes.
Lord's been mighty good to us. We praise His name for him.
Wow.
for the blessings He's given us.
Yes. Yes. Let me move on. When did you become interested in being a Mississippi legislator?
Well, it's a very unusual story. I hadn't. Daddy was county supervisor for 20 years. He was president of the Mississippi Supervisors Association. He loved it. And,
yes.
But I had never really thought about it. And when I awoke on Thursday, the morning of June 4th of 1987,
Ooh.
the real strong thoughts were that you need to go see about running for the House of Representatives.
Really?
And I'd never thought about it. And a friend of mine here in Marshall County had been a young man, and he was retiring. And so I kind of messed around, didn't do anything that day. And the next day, with the 5th of June, was a deadline day at 5 o'clock for qualifying. And it's the same thing the next morning. So I felt like God was telling me I needed to be in the legislature. And
yes.
I know to some folks that might sound foolishness, but it's not.
Yes.
And so I qualified and was elected, and I've been there ever since.
I see. Now, your election had opposition?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
I had two opponents.
Okay.
It was three of us running for the seat. A gentleman who is now mayor of the city of Holly Springs, Mr. Andre DeBerry, and then another guy from up in the northern part of the county that really didn't anybody know much.
Okay.
And I won by about 1,000 votes in 87, and went to the legislature, and then in 91 I had another two more. One of the guys that was the same one that ran again, and I won again by about 1,000 votes.
All
and
right.
then we had to run again the next year because of redistricting.
Yes.
And I changed my district up. Of course, you have to every time you redistrict. You
Yes.
certainly going to change your district up. And but I changed it up and I got a part of DeSoto County.
Okay.
I only had Marshall County at the first time, and I got a part of DeSoto County, and then in '95 I had no opposition.
Okay.
And of course DeSoto County, was primarily Republican,
Right.
and so in an order to, of course, Marshall County is primarily Democrat. Well, if you're going to win in Marshall County, you just about got to run as a Democrat.
Okay.
But then when I got to DeSoto County, which got a lot of kin people in DeSoto County,
Okay.
as well as Marshall.
Okay.
And I had my brother lives over there, and he had begged me to try to get
family recognition.
That's right.
Family name recognition.
So in '96, then I changed over to the Republican Party.
I see.
And of course, I've been in my district now is mostly in DeSoto County, very little bit here in Marshall.
Okay.
But the way they changed it, I didn't want it that way, but I didn't have a say this past time. I did the time before, but I didn't this past time, and I got I've got it's approximately I would say at least 60 to 65% Republican.
Okay. Now, what was the district number earlier?
Well, at first I was District 5.
District 5. All right.
Then it changed to District 13.
Okay.
Now they put it District 52.
13. All right. So there's been 3
Yeah.
changes
Yeah.
in this area.
Yes.
All right. Now, do you recall when you first met Robert Clark?
I do. Robert and I met, of course, when I went in '88, and I'm trying to think of what committee he chaired at that time. I just can't remember. I've been trying to think of it
Most served on 3 committees, right? At least 3, right?
Yeah, 4.
Okay.
At least
4.
4.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, in '92, Robert was elected Speaker Pro Tem.
Okay.
And of course he pretty well, and of course he was on appropriations for, and in '93, Speaker Ford appointed me to Ways and Means, and I've been on Ways and Means ever since.
All right.
And Robert was absolutely one of the nicest guys you could ever meet. I've always respected him and thought a lot of him because you could go talk to Robert about any given subject, and he would give you his best attention, and he would also try to help you any way he could. Of course, he had a lot of seniority.
Yes.
And one thing I'll have to say about Robert was that he treated everybody as close to the same as he possibly could. I really respect him for that. We used to go fox hunting.
Oh, great!
I'm not a fox hunter, but I like to go and just listen to him. And Robert would always be right in the middle of it because he's got a bunch of dogs now. Like I say, I'm not a fox hunter, but I always enjoyed going and
riding horses, or were you walking?
No, we just go eat.
Oh, okay.
The dogs, somebody else would be running the dogs.
Okay.
But we'd have a big time, and Robert always has. I think he still has it. A fox hunt up at up there around his home at Benton.
Okay.
They got a fox pen. They fence the thing in.
Yes.
1,000 or so acres, and have they call it a fox pen, and but he always loves it.
So you were saying that you went south into that Holmes County to fox hunt, or did you all just sort of go around in different areas?
Well, they got them all over the state.
Oh, okay.
But we would have it during the session one night, and Robert has a big one. They had up there in Holmes County, they would cook coon and pork and beef and turkey, wild turkey.
Wild turkey. Wow.
Just to have everything in the world you could think of to eat. And we'd go, and I never will forget, they couldn't have it without Captain Kirk Fordyce being there, the governor. He would be there.
Gracious.
Oh, he'd have a ball. And we have a big time. We really would, and everybody, enjoy the festivities. And but they'd have to. It'd be so many people.
That's why I was wondering how many legislatures really. You talking about maybe 25 or more?
Oh, probably 25 to 50.
Okay,
according to what was going on in the Capitol.
Right.
But I know we went up there one night and they had a tornado not too far from there. It was bad. Ooh, it was raining, but we had a big crowd. But a lot of local people. See, Robert had a respect of just everybody. Robert is just a great guy, and white, black, everybody, And those guys come in there and cook, and they'd cook all night the night before and everything, getting ready for it. So
wow, that is very interesting. Are there any personal stories that you can share about Robert Clark as a maybe gentleman farmer, as a hunter, or whatever? Anything that's sort of not known so publicly?
Not every time I was with Robert.
Okay.
Well, I will tell you one. All
right.
Back in '90, I think it was. We went down west of Brookhaven to a fox pen.
All right.
And this friend of mine, who was a lobbyist for Mississippi Power and Light Company, and myself, Robert asked us to cook gumbo for that night. And we went down earlier that afternoon and prepared, we're preparing the gumbo. Mm-hmm. And Governor Mabus was governor, and he came down, and we had they had a deal there where they had a dog judging contest.
Okay,
and they put the dog up on a box, and stand there and had Governor Mabus to judge the dogs, so. And Robert, of course, was right in the middle of it, and the governor didn't know much about dogs, if you know what I mean. So they had a big laugh at him because he was looking around at the dog all over, And,
yes.
Yes. Is it okay to be a little?
Yes, sure. That's what I'm saying. We want something personal.
And Robert walked over to the dog, and the governor was looking at his head, and he was looking this side. And then Robert walked over and picked his tail up a little higher and said, "Governor, I want you to get a view of this end."
Yes.
It about broke it up. Everybody had to fit.
That is what I'm saying. We wanted something, something that's very personal and engaging.
So we had a big time at night. Of course, we left earlier to go back to Jackson. But, we left Robert and a whole bunch down there, and they were listening to the dog sitting on the porch of the cabin down there. Right. So we came on home, but that was one of I remember that highlight because he he was showing the governor.
Yes.
So, but just as far as being, with. As far as being with Robert, personally like that, I wasn't as much because, for a lot of reasons, I guess. My wife stayed with me in Jackson at the time, and we always, I respected her, and I wouldn't go out and leave her there.
I see.
At the
now, your election dates from 1988 and the like, and certainly. We can understand that you shared some of the, last phase of his career and the like. Now, do you know anything about the background to his election as pro tem and everything? Just comment on that.
Well, we had a gentleman from Mabin, Mississippi, Cecil Simmons.
Okay.
And he was the first Speaker pro tempore in '88. It was the first time they had one. But you see, in prior to my going to the legislature, there was a group of young men. Of the guy that I replaced was one of the ringleaders of it that wanted a change in the leadership of the House. Speaker Newman was Speaker from Valley Park and had been for a number of years, and they wanted to change. So Speaker Newman really saw that the change was coming, and I really don't know where Robert was in that process, but they changed it, and then that's when I went in. Is when Speaker Forward was elected, and then they elected Cecil Simmons as Speaker pro tem. Well, there became a pretty strong rift between Speaker Forward and Speaker pro tem Simmons, and for just a lot of things.
Right.
And Robert was, of course, Robert had a lot of seniority. Robert was always very well liked, and of course, personally, I voted for Robert when I found out he was running. I told him I was going to support him. There was one or two other guys that ran and not even there anymore, but we elected Robert as Speaker pro tempore, and he was there till he retired.
Okay, now was there a white to oppose him, or was this thought an in-house gentleman's agreement?
Well, it was a white or two that were running.
All right.
Including Simmons.
Okay.
I mean, he was the main one. But, Robert got such a strong support that it all kind of petered out, and Robert was elected, yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me move on to maybe another question here on that note. Did you ever co-sponsor any deals with Robert Clark?
I can't remember.
I see.
I've had
He was chairman for a long time, and maybe Speaker Buddy Newman was the one who maybe named him chair of the education committee and the like. And so
he was.
I was
that was before my time.
Right. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So after 1988, would you say that Robert Clark's legislature record was primarily such things as compulsory school attendance, things like attempting to get substantial raises for teachers, tenure for public school teachers? Do you agree with this? And you
yes.
think that
yes.
any comment on that?
Robert was very much dedicated to the education of our children, and he worked tirelessly to try to get things like that done. And he was just very, very strong in that area, and that was his goal,
All right.
Of course, at the time when I went there, his sons, he was raising them himself and educating them and doing everything, and he he's just a special guy. I mean, very few people could do all the things that he was doing at one
high
time.
energy level.
That's right.
And everything, and still maintain his identity as being a farmer and the like, and commuting and all of that.
Yes.
You really had to be committed in that.
I mean.
Did he have a record as far as, in your estimation, your opinion, was he strongly identified with higher education, funding the, 8 higher level institutions and the like?
Yes, very much. He was just education all the way, and he worked very hard on things of that in that area, and other areas too. But I mean, primarily that was his goal, was education.
And you talked about redistricting and the like, and we're talking about after the 70s, and so you're talking about 10 years later, of course. How many blacks were in the legislature when you came in '88? Would you say that it's pretty much the same number that's there now, or you think that there's been a substantial gain since, we'll say, 1990?
I've just forgotten exactly how many were there, but it's not a whole lot more now than it was then. I believe I'm correct in saying we've got 36 right now. I think that's correct. And it was probably 32 or 3 at least then. But I'm vague in that now.
Yes.
Don't hold me to that, because I just can't remember. I just really wasn't zeroing in on it.
Yes.
And I've got some very dear friends that black members of Black Caucus, and George Flaggs and I are classmates. We went in at the same time, and George and I have always hit it off good, except the time he told them that they didn't pass something he wanted to pass, and he told them he's just going to hang himself, going to tie 13 knots in a rope. He wouldn't be back no more. I remind him of that every once in a while.
He said that on the House floor?
On the House floor,
Oh, he did?
He did.
Oh, I see.
He was really...
Yes.
It was some bill that he wanted. I forgot.
He's very daring.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Yes.
George has been here at my house and been here, and But I laugh about it. Every time he gets a little out of line, I remind him of that.
I see. Yes, wow, he put himself on the line, sure enough.
Yeah.
So in the rough and tumble of politics in the Mississippi legislature, would you say that Robert Clark did very much arm twisting, or was he with a lot of moral persuasion in getting, should I say, the legislators to go along with his bills and the like, caucuses and this kind of thing? How did he, in other words, move in the arena of getting his bills through?
Well, Robert is a very unique individual, and he had a way that he could get up before the chamber and and explain something and do it in such a manner that most people would understand it. Of course, in the House, different people have different agendas,
right?
And so many times it doesn't have anything to do with race or anything like that. But somebody down in South Mississippi might have a situation that he need to do something, a certain thing, but it may hurt me up here,
Okay.
And I couldn't go along with it because it wouldn't be good for my people.
Okay.
And vice versa.
Right, I
that's
understand.
just generally speaking.
Yeah.
But Robert was very understanding in those when he was in the House about things like that. And Robert's he just got a unique way of handling himself and being able to talk to people and understand and so forth. In my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And
let me.
I know he didn't get all of his bills passed because nobody does.
Yes. Let me just sort of single out some people and see what your response is going to be. Did he always have the support of Senator Jack Gordon as a senator for some of his bills out of the House?
I don't know.
I
can't answer that really because I just so many things go on. It's just impossible to remember it, all of the things and I would say no that he wouldn't, but don't quote me on that because
All right, now. Let me go on to prison reform and things like that. Do you know of any of those bills that he may have authored, so that people in prison could get a GED degree,
I can't remember whether he authored a bill or not, but I do remember one time that we had been back a number of years ago.
All right.
But we had a bill that required any prisoner that didn't have high school education to require him while he was there to go back and get a GED. Well, there were quite a few. And I don't remember Robert opposing that. I'm not sure whether it was his bill or not, but I don't remember him opposing it. But there was quite a number of the Black Caucus that bitterly opposed it because they said we were forcing people to do things. But, of course, I thought it was a wonderful thing to do. These guys didn't have anything else to do anyway, and let them educate themselves and be where they wouldn't go back to the place where they were.
Right.
And but I can't remember. I know the first time I do remember that came up, it was defeated. But I think we had some little different legislation, but I'm not positive later on about it, and it did come out. But I don't know if it became law. I just can't remember back that far.
I see. So let me focus in on you and the like as far as politics is concerned. The number of legislators that are Republican are sort of on the increase now.
Yeah, we have.
What coming?
We have 47 as of today that are Republican.
What about 1988 in contrast to 1988?
We didn't have any.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when did this pretty much, in your own words, started to sort of shift?
In the mid-'90s, mid to late '90s. Mm-hmm.
With the change in the national politics.
Yes, it began to turn. I guess it was during the Fordyce administration
Right.
when it began to turn, and it just continued to continued to come that way, and the majority of the people that are Republican come from Republican districts.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like my case, of course, my daddy was a Democrat. He liked to have a fit when I switched to the Republican Party, but it's just a matter of me having to if I got elected. Mm-hmm. And of course,
your base changed.
That's right, my base changed. Mm-hmm. We up here in DeSoto and northwestern Marshall County have such a tremendous influx of. In fact, Olive Branch in DeSoto County is growing, has been for a number of years at the rate of 7.5 families per day, 7 days a week, 12 months.
Where are these people coming from, essentially?
Well, a lot of them, of course, are coming out of Memphis.
Okay.
The crime rate in Memphis is just horrendous, and they're coming out of Memphis. They, from other parts of the country, we've got a lot of industry up here, and a lot of quite a few high dollar jobs. FedEx and.
Are they buying homes?
Yes.
Or small estates and the like?
They're buying homes, yes.
They are.
Different. Just according.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of FedEx folks are coming out and buying, substantial acreage. 5-10 acres. For them, of course. Mm-hmm. But
what's the most recent subdivision that's in this Marshall area? Is several?
Oh yes. We have one south of town.
Okay.
It's going to be 500 or 600 homes, and they probably already sold way over 100 and built them, just a mile and a half from me here.
And so the price range is at $200,000 up.
Well, no, those houses are probably 150 up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Now I have a little subdivision across the road here, and mine are 220, 230, 240. The house is, and my lots are 25,000 up to 40.
So you're saying that you're selling off some of your properties?
Yes.
At this point because the market is so.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. I see.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So can you name maybe 2 subdivisions that you've seen maybe in the last 10 years to really, come about primarily because of the transition of Memphis as well as
Olive Branch in
like?
DeSoto County they've got hundreds of subdivisions.
Okay.
Just everywhere.
What is the industry in Olive Branch?
Oh, it's just everything. I probably have 100 industries in my district or more. I probably got more industries. I'm the fastest growing district in the House of Representatives.
Right.
At the last census, I had enough people to almost have 2 districts. I was representing enough, almost 40,000 people, and I was supposed to be representing 21.
I see.
That's
so
how fast I grew.
You
in 10 years.
envision there being a substantial change, say, at the next election then?
Oh, yes. My district will, not at the next election,
Oh,
no,
okay.
that's next year. But in the 2010 census, when it comes out, I had lunch with the mayor of Olive Branch last Monday.
Okay.
And I asked him, of course they keep a kind of a pretty close estimate.
Yes.
And when the last census, they had it was about 22,000 and something. The 90 census of the city of Olive Branch was 3,500. The 2000 census was almost 23,000. So that's how fast it grew in 10 years. He told me the other day that they had over 30,000 in the city now. So it has increased 7,000 just since the 2000 census. And we estimate it to probably be at least 35 to 36,000 by the 2010 census. So my district will just draw up to a little bitty thing at the next census.
Now, in contrast to what's going on in Olive Branch and the like, what other area is sort of experiencing this same kind of transition?
Here in Marshall County, on the northwestern part of Marshall County, we're doing
Tunica and all.
No. Marshall is on the east side of the suburb.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we are from Byhalia, just a little south of Byhalia, north to the Tennessee line.
Okay.
And along the Tennessee line, we are just growing very fast. Numbers of subdivisions being put in. We have a big industrial park up on State Route 302, which is right here in my district, and it is it's about 6,000 acres of pledged property by individual landowners for industrial purposes. And we have one facility up there now that is a big distribution warehouse for Carrier Corporation, air conditioner people.
Sure.
They have a 750,000 square foot warehouse, that distribution center, and the Carrier plant is in Collierville, Tennessee, which is just right here at us, and they ship all the products over there, and then they distribute it out in trucks to where it's supposed to go. So we have that, and I believe they have like 200 plus employees, and we've got several other companies looking at putting facilities here in Marshall County. And we've got this new Interstate 269 that's coming right through, just right here north of Byhalia, going into DeSoto County to Hernando and across to Tunica and down the river. And it's coming from Indianapolis, the Canadian line, down through here and on down into Mexico. And
so now, is it that this is a interstate?
Yes. Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
Interstate.
Major interstate. Yes.
And the beginning point is where? Canada, you think?
Yeah. It goes from Canada to Mexico.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think I've heard of this and everything, but
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that, you know, it was, all surveyed out.
Well, it hadn't been all
really
surveyed out, but we're fixing
okay.
to, probably by this time next year, we'll be building on it here in Marshall County.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Mm-hmm. Any other shifts in population that might be fairly close by that is becoming far more Republican rather than Democrat that you can just sort of readily identify? What about eastern Mississippi, on over past Tupelo and the like? There's no transition there?
Well, they are, there's of course, over there in Corinth, there is Senator Little, and he's a Republican.
Okay.
Then there's 2 or 3 House members that are over there that are real strong Democrats. So it's kind of, I guess most people don't. A lot of folks don't vote along party lines. I don't. Most of the time, I vote for the
on issues.
The issue and what it does for the people.
I see.
Now sometimes I do vote along party lines, but I pretty well look at each thing, and most folks, a lot of folks look at the person, no matter what he is, and that's where they determine how they're going to vote.
Representative Woods, I'm concerned about maybe the public persona of Robert Clark. If you would ask, now that he's out of the legislature and the like, and his legacy is pretty much to some degree established, what kind of response do you get, maybe from Republicans as well as Democrats, as far as the image Robert Clark has in Mississippi? Any comment on his public persona by your colleagues, by people who might be in education or whatever? What kind of image does he have?
Well, of course, I hadn't had any, direct dealings with anything like that. But in my opinion, of very respected. Very respected.
In other words, he was a man of his word.
That's
he
right.
had integrity.
That's right.
His image was one that you could count on Robert Clark to maybe be consistent.
That's right. That's right. Mm-hmm.
And here again, is it because he is maybe a minister also? Is there any comment on that?
I haven't, really heard too many people, say that about him being a minister, but people just have always respected him,
I see. Now, I maintain that Robert Clark is the most influential black politician in Mississippi since Reconstruction. Do you take exception to that?
No, I couldn't. I really couldn't. Now, I'm known a lot, and I will not go into names, but there have been quite a few, colleagues of mine that were black that, pushed for different things, but none of them even came close to having the respect that Robert has.
Gentleman farmer.
That's right.
He was able to come in alone and end up being Speaker Pro Tem, which meant that his level of acceptance.
That's right. Because when he was elected Speaker Pro Tem, it was, probably, it might have been 34 or 5 black members of the House, including himself. Mm-hmm. So you're talking about, 85 or 90 whites that voted. A majority of those that supported him. Mm-hmm. So that'll tell you what kind of respect everybody had for Robert, and the fact that most people, contrary to what maybe a lot of folks say, the majority of the white members of the House respected Robert. And did not look at his color or what, because they knew that we need to be fair, or we knew that we need to be fair about this, and Robert was certainly qualified, and so that it just goes from there. And but I could name you some that are pretty high, but they couldn't get elected to a post like that. Because they didn't have the charisma and everything that Robert has.
Yeah, that's right. Now, I've sort of asked you a lot of pointed questions, Representative Woods. Are there any voluntary comments you like to make, that comes to mind here before I sort of taper off here? Anything about Robert Clark that is not so well known, or anything you want to share for the record here, because we are going to ask you this because we want to have a cross-representation of who is being interviewed and the like for this project.
Well, I really can't think of anything, I can't think of any time that I was ever really crossed with Robert about anything.
Okay.
But of course, now there was issues that he was supporting that I didn't support at one time or another, and I couldn't go back and name them because. But most of the time, of issues that were real vital to education or things of this nature, we pretty well voted, pretty close to the same. But of course, on some of the other issues, there were times when, like I say, that we didn't share the same viewpoint on some things. But all in all, I would have to say that I think most of the things that Robert was really pushing, that really he was vitally interested in, were issues that it'd be hard to vote against. You know what I mean?
It was for the welfare of all Mississippians.
All the people. That's right.
Right.
And but that's back at that time, back earlier in the 90s, and Robert was, of course, as I said before, very involved with his family, and he was raising him as a single parent. And Robert didn't stay in Jackson. He went home every night, and he didn't go to a lot of functions because of the fact that he had to go home and take care of his family. And so that's a lot. Got to have a lot of respect for a gentleman like that. And he was a gentleman and a scholar, as well. I knew him, and of course still. And his son is following in his footsteps.
Representative Woods, I appreciate you allowing me to interview you at this time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right.